guys, it is your online bestie, Danny. Maybe for some of you it's the longest relationship you've been in. I know you and I have been together longer than me and my current husband. So this is kind of important, you know? I missed you guys and I thought, you know what? The internet is saturated with a lot of things that we don't enjoy viewing at the moment or that isn't even real. So why not provide a little safe corner of the internet where we do not know how to do short format, only long format here, and we overshare, we keep it real, literally real, no AI, what else? And we just hang out and have fun and talk about underwear. So this is my effort to provide a safe little corner of the internet where we can talk about things that you may or may not need. Now, given the circumstances right now of the economy, I'm just gonna keep it there. Like, we're not getting deep. We're just gonna talk about the economy. Given the circumstances of the economy, I thought I would create 2 separate Amazon videos. Get ready for this. One will be what you absolutely need to budget for because you need it. There is a justifiable reason of why you need this in your life. And the other video will be heal your inner child and buy the crap, okay? So that's kind of where we're at right now. And this is what I thought we would start with just to keep things very simple. So Amazon, y'all know I have an issue with it, okay? I have canceled a lot of my streaming services. I've canceled a lot of my delivery services. One that I refuse to cancel is my Amazon Prime. I may have to sell pictures of my feet in the future. However, for right now, we are keeping it, and we're gonna talk about things that you absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, need. If you can relate to the type of content and things that I discuss here. One thing I don't want to spend too much time on because I already talked about it in a vlog, and I just don't think that you guys really want to see my butt on the internet that often, you know, especially in shapewear underwear. So I briefly, I think, mentioned it in a vlog. I showed it to you guys in full action. I'll link the video that I'm talking about, but I have not been shy telling you guys that I struggled a lot embarking on my perimenopause journey, which come to find out could last like 10 years. And so I didn't handle it gracefully at the beginning. In fact, I gained a lot of weight, and it took me a minute to just kind of understand why. So it wasn't so much I want to lose the weight. I want to understand why I've put on this weight, what my cap is it going to steady? Like, is it going to settle down? Okay, now I've gotten to a point where I'm comfortable. Like, this is my 40-year-old body. I love it. However, I don't love how it looks in some dresses or certain outfits. Then this comes in, and there's just this culture around like price gouging over things that, you know, companies know you need to buy. So shapewear is really expensive. Well, I found this little guy. I think regular price, they are $19. I got mine on sale for $14, and I got a nude and a black pair. And the reason that I like these is because they aren't, so they're meant to be shapewear, which means like you're stuffing the sausage, right, in the casing. However, I went up a size so that it wouldn't be sausage in a casing. It would more be like just smoothing out the frosting, you know? And so I went up a size. It has boning. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's about 1.5 to 2 inches of boning. It is plastic, so it's soft. And then the front has extra support around the tummy, which is where we're storing all that cortisol fat. And then the back is thin, and it's sort of, actually, I don't know why I'm struggling. Let me turn them inside out. Okay, so that's the front. So you're gonna have sort of that like on your tummy tum, and then on the back, it like makes your butt cheeks hang out. So it gives you a little lift, like a little, you know what I mean? The bottom doesn't have, like you have to pull them down. They're like shorts. You could wear them like underwear because they are lined. I just wear them over my underwear. So I have to wear underwear. Like, I have to wear underwear, like literal underwear. Like, I can't pretend this is my underwear. It has to be actual there's a little something going on here with my inflexibility. So anyway, I thought I would mention these, especially for those that don't like vlogs and only watch specific content type videos. So So good. Save your pennies for that, okay? The other thing, I don't know how many of you out there have unicorn blood. You know what I mean? Like the blood where like you could save everyone in the world. However, only one person can save you. Like that's me. So the memo is out there, and every spring, fall, early winter, whatever, any mosquito season, I am devoured. And I find very little comfort in things like, what's that pink powdery liquid that you use? That's the thing that gave me the most relief, but not full relief. Gosh, what is the name of it? You know what I'm talking about? That like, you have to shake it up and it looks like a pale pink, not like a Pepto-Bismol, because that's like bubblegum happy pink. This is like a pale, mature, rosy color. God, what is the name of that? Yeah, anyway, so the Campo Penique, I don't know how to say that in English, that like smelly stuff. I don't like to use the DEET products, any sort of like bug spray products, because they're oily, they stink, and they're so gross, you know? And I am in and out of the house 20 times a day with the dogs. Dawn and dusk, I am hometown buffet for these bugs, you know? And I was like, there has to be something that I can do, because an additional perk, you guys remember I was telling you that perimenopause is like an advent calendar? Like, I'm sorry, your pants don't fit, it's perimenopause. Your husband's annoying, it's perimenopause. Your kid's voice gives you a headache, it's perimenopause. You have all of a sudden rashes because of mangoes, it's perimenopause. It's all perimenopause. The brain fog, the can't string a sentence, forget to buy the tomatoes. It's all perimenopause. Okay, so one of my advent calendar days revealed to me that now I heal so much slower, and the scarring, oh, let me tell you, it is beautiful. So anyway, because I am a fan of the skinny jeans, and mosquitoes tend to like really disagree with the fact that that is a style that I am, let me just show you. Like, see, so my jeans end here, and then this is the buffet. This is where the bugs like to eat me. It is something that I have come to accept, that bugs will eat me at dawn and dusk. What I will not accept is not being able to sleep because I'm so itchy. And having tried all the Benadryls and the gel for this and the after bite care and the little stinger thing and the pen and the suction and the whatever, none of that works. I don't know how I found this. And that is a true and genuine confession. I do not know. I want to say that this was sent to me from God himself. He was like, you deserve to sleep. You know, a lot of other stuff is unfair at the moment, but sleep, you deserve that, girl. So he magically suggested this on Amazon somehow. I honestly don't remember. I don't even remember if it was a suggestion or what happened, but so this is the Cala Gel from Tenu, I think Tecnu? Outdoor Solutions Tecnu is the brand. It's called Cala Gel. It's a it's this kind of gel. And this gel is mainly for like poison oak, poison ivy. You know, you're like very outdoorsy like me and you go on hikes. It's great for relieving itch and pain from those types of rashes. But it also says insect bites, sunburns, and more. I wish I had a sunburn. You guys, summer came and went and I didn't get a tan this year. Did you guys miss my train of thought? Did you miss this squirreliness? No? Just lie to me. So this stuff, you guys, man, the minute I get a bug bite, I'm like, okay, Ramon, devour, have your fill, go on, you know, your little buffet hunt, because I'm still gonna be able to sleep, mother. Like, I already know. I've tried the sticks, the roll-ons, the sprays, all that stuff, the holistic, elastic bands, all that stuff to scare I can't help it that my blood apparently tastes like a Coke Zero, you know? So this, if you guys are on that same bandwagon, if you're victims of, you know, mosquito hate crimes, this is definitely something you need to add in your cart. So much so that I've talked about it for like 5 minutes, you know? Okay, so we talked about bug bites. You saw my beautiful ankles. I'm so happy that boot season is around the corner so I can cover, you know, the marks. Speaking of how wonderful it is to grow up, get older, mature, and age gracefully, you know, like I genuinely, wholeheartedly, like let's have a serious moment here. Let me just add some romantic music. I genuinely, wholeheartedly am thoroughly enjoying, that's my mailman, can you hear him? I'm thoroughly enjoying getting older. I have learned to appreciate all of the lessons that I have experienced. Instead of saying all of the things that have happened to me, like I genuinely appreciate the experiences that I've had. I've learned from them, you know, watching my kids grow up and make their own mistakes and learn new things on their own, and you know, that sparkle in their eyes. It is such a blessing, you know, not everyone gets to grow old. Not everyone gets to complain like my lower back hurts every time I'm getting my period. Wait, is it my period? Because sometimes it happens 3 times a month, sometimes it skips a month, you don't know. You know, like not a lot of people get to complain about that stuff. Well, I've officially entered my magnesium era. The era where I am incorporating magnesium into my sleep supplements, and not sleep supplements. That sounded like I take melatonin or sleep. No, I don't. I take progesterone, you know, for my perimenopause. Anyway, I sleep like somebody just beat the me really hard. But I also think that part of the reason that I've been able to sleep so well, you guys, I'm clocking in like 8-9 hours of sleep a night. Part of the reason that I've been able to sleep so well is a clean conscience, am I right? But also that I have this little sound machine next to I unplugged it to show you guys, but I'll put in some footage of how magnificent it is. So it's this tiny little thing. It's on my nightstand, and I actually put my Alexa on top of it, you know, like if it was like a little dish or like a little riser. And I don't know how many sounds it has because I settled on one and I've never like switched it since. I think it's rain, but I am a light sleeper. So it's kind of a very difficult combination to be sleeping so hard, thanks to magnesium, I guess, or a very fulfilling day and a clear conscience. I sleep so hard and then I hear the twins. We call the two babies, Rue and Hank, we call them the twins. So to hear the twins, like any little sound, like if I hear Rue's bell or if I hear the crate kind of jiggle a little bit, like I'm awake. But I don't wake up like a normal person. I wake up like a psycho. I'm like, you know, and then my heart races that it takes me a minute to settle back down and fall back asleep, right? So this kind of muffles unnecessary sounds that don't require a dramatic rising, you know? And so I don't remember how much I paid for this, but it's kind of one of those things you take for granted. I use every day. I enjoy every day. It helps me sleep so well every day. But when I'm thinking about items that I want to share with you, I always think new and relevant. What I bought recently, not what's like my tried and true sitting there and I use every day and I just forget to mention it. So I thought I would bring this up. It has a little night light too. Do you see that lighter shade, that ring? That's a light. Sometimes, like poor Parker, he's been working so hard. There are times where he'll come home from work, then he gets called out again, like he'll have just showered and we're just, you know, in bed talking about our day, you know, he's like, scratch my leg, I'm reading my Kindle, he's telling me about something, whatever. He gets called out. And he's not done until like 4 a.m. So he'll come home, sleep for maybe 4 hours, and then he's back out. So he has just been super tired. And I don't know why I started talking to you about that. Oh, I remember. So it's a nice little light to have. We just turn on the little glow and it lights up just enough where it doesn't tell the dogs that we're awake. And then they're like, yeah, dinner time, you know. I need to film Hank for you guys, my boy. I have never, ever met another dog that gets that excited for food. Do you guys remember how excited Wesley would get? We would call him like chubber nubbers, chunker munkers, you know, bunkers, bumpy, whatever, cinnamon rolls, because that boy loved food, you know, he was a big chunker boy. Hank will literally throw me onto oncoming traffic for a crumb. Like that is, that is my boy. So I'll link that for you guys. I think, how long have I been talking? Like an hour for, let's see, we got the gel, we got the shapewear, we got the white noise. Oh, 2 more things. Okay, so we recently adopted 2 Chihuahuas from a horrible hoarding situation here in Dallas. We adopted Rue first, and then a month or 2 later, we adopted her brother, Hank. However, our theory is he might actually be her dad, because something's weird is happening there. You know, I call them brother and sister because I'm their mom, and that just makes me feel less ick. But I want to say it might even be her dad. So Hank is a very special case because he has never been socialized by anything other than dogs. So he's full pack mentality. He doesn't know how to function with other humans. He does not allow other humans to touch him, carry him, pick him up. I cannot administer medication. I can't give him a bath. I couldn't put a collar on him for over 2 months. He can't go on walks because he freaks out on the leash. When I tell you he's like a fish on the line, like on a hook with a leash. So training him is part of our daily routine now. We have 2 or 3 lessons a day where I kind of try to desensitize him towards touch and the leash and stuff, but it's gonna be a lot of hard work. I still needed to figure out, how am I going to give him his heartworm prevention? How am I going to give him his flea and tick medication? When we rescued him, he had worms. How am I going to give him his medication? This dog is extremely food motivated, but all of the dogs that I've owned have never taken pills that are hidden in cheese, hidden in ham, hidden in peanut butter. You know, Mern would separate them. Like she'd do like the cherry stem trick, except with pills, and spit them out. And so I was like, how am I going to give him his medication? You know, none of my dogs have ever like chewable tablets of any kind. This is impossible. He's just going to have fleas and live in my house? No, that's not possible. Anyway, I Googled, how can I give my dog pills that won't let me touch him? I know, usually I like to keep my Google searches to like a couple of words. Have you heard of Wrap-A-Pill? Okay, so Wrap-A-Pill is basically like silly putty that you can eat. I know. I don't know what's in here, you guys. I'm not promoting health here. I'm not a veterinarian. I'm not a vet tech. I'm not even a dog whisperer. But it is pretty much a delicious tasting and smelling putty, malleable putty that you form around a pill and they eat it. And homeboy will take any food out of my hands except fruits and vegetables. Fresh fruits and vegetables, absolutely not. So it is made of wheat flour, corn syrup, glycerin, rice bran, vegetable oil, cheese powder, bacon flavor, pork liver powder, lecithin, lecithina, I don't know how to say it in English, calcium, something for freshness. So we got the cheese and bacon flavor. It actually smells like sausages, you know, like those little, in the blue, you know those really cheap dog treats that look like Play-Doh and they will kill their mama for? Okay, they smell just like that. So anyway, anytime I need to give him medication, I just take a butter knife, scoop out a little bit, play with it in my hands until it gets soft, form it around the pill, and boom, he takes it. And I don't have to shove my fingers down his throat, which I wish I could, but I can't even touch him, okay? So like, unless I corner him for his lesson and like desensitize him by touching him like a total predator, I can't touch him otherwise. With Sophia, she's always been really good at finding pills, so I have to shove pills down her throat, right? Well, now with this, I don't have to. And it comes in a delicious variety of flavors. Okay, I'm a little bit on the fence about mentioning my number 5 and final suggestion because it's a little entitled it's a little spoiled, it's a little pretentious, but I am also significantly behind the curve on this. So it's not like this item just came out and it's still $500. You know what I mean? So I don't feel as shameless, unashamed, ashamed. I don't feel as ashamed of mentioning it because for us, it was a very relatively new discovery and we were so easy to make that decision because it wasn't like a big investment. Okay, so we've had 2 vacuums. Those 2 vacuums that I've had are older than Mateo. Mateo's 13. I had one, and then when I was pregnant with Daniel, I couldn't clean the house all by myself. And at that time I asked for a second vacuum and I was told that it was ridiculous that I was pregnant, not disabled, and that I could just carry the vacuum up and down the stairs. So I got a second vacuum for the upstairs. So ever since then, and I take care of my things, right? So I've had 2 vacuums. I use one upstairs, one downstairs. It's just easier that way. Is it a privilege? Absolutely. But you know, sometimes you need it, especially when I was pregnant, right? Anyway, so one finally broke, you guys. Like the vacuum finally broke. And I asked Parker, I was like, hey, can you just take that one upstairs so I can vacuum later? It's a boy job, okay, you guys? Let's just side conversation right now before my camera shuts me up. A side conversation. There are very few boy jobs. Rather, there are a limited categories of boy jobs. For me, it's if it's heavy, if it's outside, or if it's involving a vehicle, it is a boy job. That is my personal opinion. I feel strongly about it. If it involves a car, it's a boy job. If it involves something heavy, it's a boy job, and it involves the outdoors. I don't know where I was when my camera cut me off, so I'm just going to pretend that it didn't cut me off very long ago. Anyway, I tell my loving husband, can you just carry it upstairs? And he's like, can we just look? Like, let me browse. Let me see what I can find. What's a brand you like? And I said Shark. I've always loved Shark vacuums. He's like, okay, anything specific? I said, it has to say pet on there. I love the Shark pet line. I was thinking here, I was gonna spend $300 to $400 that we do not have. And so I was like, sure, you can look. Because I know he's gonna try and convince me to get something we can't afford at the moment. And he's like, oh my God, look at this. It's on sale right now. You guys, it was 40% off. The point that I'm trying to make is if you do not have a wireless vacuum, please join me in the 21st century because I had corded vacuums. I told you guys, my vacuums are at least 13 years old, right? Well, one of them now, the other one, rest in peace. And so Parker's like, all right, I'm just gonna get it. I think it was I want to say $140 is how much it was. So he's like, I'm going to order it. It's going to be here tomorrow. I'm like, you're kidding. He's like, nope, it arrives, you guys. I have never been more inclined and more motivated to vacuum in my life. Does Roomba do her job? Yeah, sometimes. Is Roomba really loud? Also, yes. Does Roomba take hours to finish the downstairs? Oh my God. Like I was paying her overtime. And so with these 2, with the twins, since rescuing and adopting the twins, you guys, I forgot how much Chihuahuas shed. Y'all, my house looks like it's covered in little like white splinters. Their hair is everywhere. You would think I was touching them all day, you know, but these motherfuckers don't even let me touch them. Anyway, because I am a fan of navy blue rugs and they are fawn colored dogs, their hair sticks out a lot. So it's something that for me is an irrational thought and it bothers me. And so when Parker found this wireless vacuum, I was like, okay, so we have a new vacuum. It's kind of like getting a blender. You don't get excited about getting an appliance, right? Because it doesn't, I mean, you do. I do get excited about appliances, but it's a different kind of excitement. It's an excitement of like, yeah, well, I needed it anyway, right? Not like, oh my God, shoes, that looks so cute. It's a different kind of excitement. So I was like, okay, the vacuum arrives and, you know, he vacuums all downstairs and he's like, wow, I really like this. The next day, my son Mateo's like, Mom, I'm gonna vacuum downstairs. He's on this whole like, You won't recognize the kid, let me tell you. So he's like vacuuming downstairs. He's like, whoa, this is strong. It's like sucking, you know, real good. It's wow, I have to like hold it with both hands. I'm like, okay, dramatic, where'd you get that from? So finally, you know, Parker goes to work, Mateo his vacuum, he goes to school. A couple days go by. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. But I wanna try it in private, you know, like I don't need eyes on me. You guys, not having to like dance with the cord, you know what I mean? Like you're vacuuming and then you kind of have to like zhuzh it a little bit so it follows you, and then you kind of loop it a little bit and hold it while you're vacuuming, and then you kind of have to drape it over the couch and then swing it over like the coffee table, like you're lassoing a cow. So there's not that anymore. No, and then you just take the bucket off and go click and it just dumps out. I was living in like the prehistoric times, let me tell you. So if you don't have a cordless vacuum, put it on your Christmas list, you guys. Put it on your Christmas list because you deserve to have a clean house, but also a way to clean it that isn't additionally stressful. You know, having a dirty house is already stressful enough, and maybe having people that don't support you or help you clean is even more stressful. And then having an appliance that isn't easy to use is like the trifecta of stressful. So if you could have an appliance that's easy to use and you actually enjoy using, girl, get the what? Oh, that went a lot further than I wanted. Get the wireless vacuum. You know? Okay, so it is very important for me to explain that these are 5 items that I feel strongly about that you definitely need. This is not the fluffy stuff. This is not the inner child makes me feel warm on the inside. This isn't the, I don't know, eats. You can eat it and it's delicious. Or this would be a great gift idea for your mother-in-law. No, this is like a holy crap. If you are a pet owner, you need this for your dog. So you don't have to be shoving pills in their throat. Hey, you know what? You're struggling with perimenopause and you're carrying those extra snacks right here. Wear these shorts and like appreciate yourself. Appreciate that your body still works. You know, hey, do you have delicious unicorn blood and you get devoured? You are like open full service, like Waffle House 24 hours a day for mosquitoes. You need this gel. You will actually be able to sleep. You know what I mean? Like that is, I want to say these might be non-negotiables for me moving forward. You know, like my little white noise machine, a little wrap a pill until I can actually touch my dog. Anyway, I will link these 5 items in the description box below. Honestly, I really thought this video was going to be like 6 minutes long. I was like, I miss my pandas. I'm just gonna have you know, a nice conversation with them and catch up, see what they've been up to. And here I am 7 hours later, like, this is why you need a white noise machine. Okay, anyway, that's all I got for you guys. I'll make sure to link them in the description box below. If you have an item that is just random, monotonous, that you don't really think about, that is like, you're like, Danny, listen to me. You need this in your life. Please let me know what it is in the comments. Please, because I am happy to see if it's something that I also can't live without. You see, I'm going back to consumerism. All right, anyway, I love you. That's it. Bye.